Hi, hi everyone. It's me. Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF NXT. Hi, Gorilla Monsoon with Pat McAfee and with Booker T. And then today on NXT, we are going to see, you know, we're going to see the TWF Women's Tag Team winnings on stake when Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai take on Asuka and Kairi Singh for the TWF Women's Tag Team winnings here today on NXT. Gorilla Monsoon says, you got that right, Pat McAfee says. And we can't really play it out the same way that WWE played it out yesterday, but we can give it our good shot and, give it our good shot of how we think it would play out like. But we can't do every hold the same way or do everything the same way, though. I'll tell you one thing right now, Booker T says. The way that everything's going like this is the first NXT of 2026 while. And the way that I look at this, I don't think that Io Shirai or Rhea Ripley are going to win the TWF Women's Tag Team winnings. At least I don't believe they are. Well, Booker T, I wonder why you would have that belief going, Gorilla Monsoon says. That Kairi Singh and Rhea Ripley can't win the TWF Women's Tag Team winnings. I don't know why you believe that. Would you stop? Hi everyone. Today on NXT, we're going to see Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai take on Asuka and Kairi Singh for the TWF Women's Tag Team winnings. And that match is going to happen now. And we do know the yesteryear of what happened when Asuka and Kairi Singh shifted on Io Shirai and also on Rhea Ripley, which brings us to where we're at now, Gorilla Monsoon says, with Asuka and Kairi Singh as the TWF Women's Tag Team fighters. And as we also do know, Gorilla Monsoon said that there should be shame. That Asuka and Kairi Singh, should be ashamed of themselves for what they did to Io Shirai and what they also did, to Rhea Ripley. Well, Gorilla Monsoon says this match is for the TWF Women's Tag Team winnings. First, they are the team of Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley, and they are the TWF Women's Tag Team fighters, the teams of Asuka and Kairi Singh. Meaning, well, who's going to go for it first? Well, it looks like it's going to be Rhea Ripley and Asuka going at it. And I guess we're going to have going at it for their teams, Gorilla Monsoon says. Well, I can tell you right now, Asuka can outmight Rhea Ripley. And Asuka has never really won any match of Rhea Ripley except for one match. And that was only one time. And Asuka started all of this, Pat McAfee says, because she thought that Kairi Singh, that she thought that Io Shirai shouldn't have friends outside of the kin. Well, we all know, Gorilla Monsoon says, we all know that was a mistake. And that anyone can have the right to have friends outside the kin, Gorilla Monsoon said. Give me a break. It was Rhea Ripley. She is the one that besmirched the kin. She's the one that made Io Shirai shift against the kin, Booker T says. And Asuka knocking down Rhea Ripley. So, you're going going to guilt it on Io Shirai. You're going to say it's her mistake that Asuka and her kicked her out of the team. You're going to say that it's Rhea Ripley's mistake and Io Shirai's mistake that all that's happened. Gorilla Monsoon said, "Give me a break, Booker T." And you know this is not going to go down well. Oh. And now Asuka wants to stop Rhea Ripley from tagging in Io Shirai, but too late. Io Shirai got tagged in now. You don't want to do this, Asuka said. You don't want to do this. Oh! That's not her mistake, Pat McAfee says. Not at all. And Io Shirai taking out, Asuka. And Asuka gets body slammed it, and she's not in a good stead right now, so now she has to go and tag in Kairi Singh. And now she brings in Kairi Singh now. So now Kairi Singh thinks she's got everything underground. Oh! And Kairi Singh just knocks down Io Shirai. And now Kairi Singh's going to get ready for the insane elbow, but misses. And that's going to leave the opening, Gorilla Monsoon says, for the moonsaw. And Io Shirai comes down Kairi Singh with the moonsaw. Gorilla Monsoon says, "Look out," Pat McAfee says, "here comes Asuka." And then Rhea Ripley does a riptide on Asuka and threw Asuka out of the ring, so Asuka couldn't stop the free reckoning, Pat McAfee says. "Unfair," Booker T said. "The match should have been thrown out right there. 1, 2, 3. Ding, 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 ding. Here is your winners and the new TWF Women's Tag Team Fighters, the team of Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley." Well, Gorilla Monsoon says Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai have beat Asuka and Kairi Singh here today. Here today on NXT, Gorilla Monsoon says. And they went into this match, and everyone believing that they would not win this match, Booker T. You thought they wouldn't win this match, but sadly they did. Well, Booker T says, I'm going to tell you right now, Gorilla Monsoon, they won. But it was out of luck, Booker T says. And if Rhea Ripley didn't stop Asuka from coming into the ring, then Asuka and Kairi Singh would still be TWF Women Tag Team Fighters. Well, I can tell you one thing right now, Pat McAfee says, sadly, that did not happen. And Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai are now the new TWF Women Tag Team Fighters. And so, Booker T, you're not happy about it. Stand up. And you're not happy about it, but sadly that can't be helped. Yeah, it can be helped, Booker T says. The match should have been thrown out when Rhea Ripley stopped Asuka from breaking up the 1, 2, 3, Pat. Well, it didn't get stopped, Pat McAfee says. Sorry about all of that. Well, Girl Monsoon said, it's true, the match didn't get stopped after that. Because Rhea Ripley was lawfully could come in there and do it. She didn't do it. The match didn't get stopped. You can bitch all you want, Girl Monsoon said, but it's not going to undo Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai, also known as Io Sky, as the TWF Women Tag Team Fighters. Take it away, Jim Ross. Thank you, Gorilla Monsoon. I'm going to be talking with, I'll be talking with Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai here today on NXT. First off, Rhea Ripley, you can't stand up well. No, I can't. First off, Rhea Ripley, you and Io Shirai are now the new TWF Women Tag Team Fighters. So, what do you think about that? Well, what I think, Jim Ross, is I'm truly happy that me and Io Shirai here won the TWF Women's Tag Team winnings. And now we got even on Io Shirai. We got even on Asuka and Kairi Singh for what they've been doing to us. You know. So I think we got even on that. Well, I can tell you one thing right now, Jim Ross. The way the things went, Asuka and Kairi Singh, they want to say they were kin. But kin don't shame kin for having friends. Kin don't kick kin out for having friends. So, I guess they're not kin after all, right? Well, me and Rhea Ripley here are the new TWF Women's Tag Team Fighters. And we will be putting our straps on for any of the Sundre Women Tag Teams here in the Toy Wrestling Gathering. Is that right, Io? Is that right? Rhea Ripley? That's the same mindset, right? Yeah, it's the same mindset, Jim Ross, that we're going to be putting, going to be putting our TWF Women Tag Team winnings on stake against any of the Sundre Women's Tag Teams here in the Toy Wrestling Gathering. Alright, that's my talk with Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai, or Io Sky. Back to you, Gorilla Monsoon. Thank you, Jim Ross, for talking with Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai here today on NXT. And that's all the time we got here for NXT. I, Gorilla Monsoon, with Pat McAfee and Booker T. We hope you like NXT, and we'll see you tomorrow for Dynamite, or Might.